Hey, good evening. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning in Istanbul, Turkey. And Kimmy and I are here on a layover, and we're headed to the Maldives, somewhere in the Indian Ocean. So, what I want to talk about tonight is, product value and, how that relates to long-term asset income. And I'm going to use an example here in Istanbul to demonstrate that. So, one of the questions I like to ask people that are, wanting coaching or information about long-term asset income and what company they should pick and what product they should sell. And one of the questions I like to ask them is, well, how long do you want to get paid? And it's kind of interesting to watch people answer that question because they hadn't thought about it before. And so they kind of usually come up with some sort of nonsensical answer like, well, for a long time. And so then I have to ask them, well, what's a long time? How long is a long time? And so, they say, well, forever. Okay, well, what do you mean by forever? So people actually don't think about it. And here's something to think about. If you're going to build an asset income and network marketing or any other kind of business where you're looking to create something that's going to pay you for a lifetime and even beyond a lifetime, one of the things you gotta ask yourself is, how long is this product or service going to be relevant? How long are people going to be paying the price that I'm charging for this product? And that speaks directly to how long do you want to get paid? So, if somebody said, if I say to somebody, well, how would it be if, you got paid for 10 years? That'd be all right if you got paid, $25,000 a month for 10 years? And, people probably would say, oh yeah, that would be great. Would it really be great if I, came up to you like 6 months before the 10 years is up and said, hey, you only got 6 months, so spend your money wisely because this is about to end? Or what if I came to you at 50 years and said, you got 3 months before your 50 years is up? Or what if I came to you upon your passing and said, this is great, but you can't will it to your kids? So if you think long term, it changes your perspective on what you're going to be selling. And so, one of the questions people ask is, well, how do I know what products are going to be relevant 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now? Well, of course you don't. But one of the ways you can come at it is don't sell a product that, your toaster is going to provide the same service sometime next year or for free, or your refrigerator is going to do, or, you got to think about that. And another way you can look at it is look at the companies that have been in business 50, 60, 70 years around the world that are selling products. What kind of products do they sell? And maybe get a clue from that. But ultimately what it comes down to is value. And this is the question you have to ask about your product or service. Based on the money I'm charging for it to customers, not people that are inside the income opportunity, but people that are totally outside the income opportunity, customers. The price that I'm charging people for that product are the benefits that they're getting from it. I mean, the actual experienced benefits, month in, month out, year in, year out. Are they worth the money? Or am I charging twice as much money for my product to support a compensation plan or an income opportunity? Everything long-term asset income boils down to product value. Like, does the experience of the product match the price? And I want to show you tonight a company that you might not think would get it right when it came to marketing and product value, but wow, did they get it right? And this is Turkish Airlines. So Turkish Airlines claims to be the #1 or favored airline in Europe. I don't know about that for sure. Maybe that's a puffery claim. But let me show you what Turkish Airlines provides people that are flying on Turkish Airlines. So you walk into the Turk Lounge, and I'm going to flip this around and show you what it looks like here. So first of all, you got these little kiosks. This is like the first class lounge on Turkish Airlines. Here's how you get in. You just pass your boarding pass through these gizmos here, and it lets you in if you're business class or first class. You walk in, what's the first thing you see? Well, you might see the library and the pool table. You might see that. You might see this giant screen TV that is, of course, advertising Turkish Airlines. You might see history of Turkish Airlines, which creates that really warm, fuzzy feeling about Turkish Airlines. You might see this little kiosk here, which gives you the internet passcode. You might see that. You might come over here and find this locker system for anything you want to lock up for your luggage. Let's see some other things you might see. Oh, I don't know. What do you think about going to the movies? How about some popcorn and a movie? Now, there's not a movie playing right now, but this is like a high-end home theater. That's the screen. There's room for about 20 people in here. When Kimmy and I first walked in, fresh popcorn popping right here. Here's the espresso bar. All the espressos you can get for free. All of this, by the way, is for free. Let's go over here into one of the lounge areas, and maybe you want to watch the news. So there's the news. 9 flat screen TVs. Everything that's going on. There's another giant screen TV. Another internet kiosk. Another espresso bar. Over here is everything you'd ever want to drink. Of course, for free, including cocktails, if that's your thing. Now, one of the things that may have concerned you about coming to a place like this before, looking for privacy, is what do they do with the kids? What do they do with the romper room kids? Well, here at Turkish Airlines, they put them in there. Hi. Hi. So now we're going to go over here to the buffet, which is, of course, local Turkish food. All for free, of course. Now, many of you have been in, first class airport lounges before, but I don't know. Fresh pizza baked constantly. I've been in quite a few of them. In fact, they're so lackluster, I don't even go into them anymore. One of the great things about the Turkish lounge is you meet really hot chicks. Here's a really hot chick. And she sticks out because she's American. Show them your Valentine's Day card, honey.
We're having Valentine's Day in the Istanbul lounge. We had a really beautiful date. I'm actually writing about it right now. You and me.
She's a blogger.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I'm not done with this tour. I'm not even remotely done. We're on the first floor of the Turk Lounge. Now, what I was saying earlier is, I've been to a lot of lounges, Delta, United, Virgin Airlines, all these lounges. Oh, maybe you want some fresh, hot Indian food. There it is right there. But, they're so lackluster in terms of their service and what they offer that I don't even go into them anymore. Of course, if you need a computer, there's 6 apples and a copying machine in case you need that. Now, if you need a suite and a shower, that's, of course, is right here where you can take a nap. But I'm not done yet. So here's my point about the Turk Lounge. The first question Kimmy asked me is, well, how do they pay for this? Well, it's probably pretty simple how they pay for it, by the way. This is downstairs. This is the sweeping stairway, 4-way stairway. Down that side, down there, down there, down here in front of me. I don't know how they pay for it other than they tack a little bit on every ticket. Now, why is it that Turkish airline passengers don't scream bloody murder that their tickets are $10 or $20 more expensive than another competing airline going to the same place? I don't know. One of the things I noticed about getting on a Turkish airline, here's another media center if you want to watch the news, is how happy the flight attendants were. And that's the Starbucks secret to success. Just hire happy people. Another secret to success, put a golf training center in your Airport Lounge. Hi.
We got three people next to you. It's good.
What do you think? What do you think about the golf thingamajig?
About what?
What do you think about the golf?
Here.
Yeah.
Oh, we trained.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you an instructor?
No, I was instructed by these two. Not an instructor, really. I was instructed by two beautiful people.
But are you here? You're not the instructor. You don't work for Turk Lounge as
No.
No.
I'm exactly what you are.
Right, just a traveler.
A random passenger.
Random passenger. Well, I'm giving my folks back home a tour of the Turk Lounge.
Okay.
Because in America, we don't have driving ranges.
We're in America here. So you probably have ranges for gun.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or maybe you want to bring your kid, and you want to race cars, like the Grand Prix, the Monaco Grand Prix. Maybe you want to do that. And maybe you want to compete against everybody who's come by to race their cars. I don't know. Maybe you want to play interactive video games. I was watching a little girl play this game earlier, and this looks like a live basketball game, but it's not. It's a computer game. And so she was sitting here playing it, moving the players around, shooting shots. Amazing, huh? Maybe you want to play the piano. Some of you come over here and play on this Furk. I think that's how you pronounce it. Baby grand piano. Here's another all-you-can-drink. Stop. Here's my point about all this. I don't know what this costs Turkish Airlines, but if it costs 10 or 20 bucks a ticket, here's what it does. Keeps people coming back forever. Because Turkish Airlines is providing more value, the experience of more value, than they're charging people. And, you know, they're doing it kind of like Amazon Prime, where hey, give us $100 up front and we'll ship everything to you free. The experience to the customer is shipping is free, even though it's not. You know, Amazon makes money on Amazon Prime. And Turkish Airlines, they make money on this lounge because it builds brand loyalty, because the experience is over the top. So my message to you today is, what are you selling that's over the top? What are you selling that produces more of an experience than you're charging for it? And what are people going to be paying for it 50 years from now? Here's what I promise you about Turkish Air. This company is going to be in business 50 years from now. People are going to have lifelong brand loyalty to this company. People are going to be paying 20, 30 bucks more a ticket if they need to. Why? So when they have a layover in Istanbul, they can come hang out at the lounge. I mean, they don't need to go to dinner. They don't even need to find a place to sleep. Everything you'd want is right here. And here's the last thing I want to show you, which I think is pretty cool, is let's say you're hanging out in Istanbul. Where do you want to go? Look where you go. Oh, let me fix that. Look where you can go. You want to go to Dubai? You want to go to Jeddah? You want to go to, I don't even know 90% of these, Amman? You want to go to Tel Aviv? You want to go to Guangzhou? That's in China. How about Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia? Kimmy and I will be there next week. How about Bangkok? Hong Kong, Beijing, Kabul? You don't want to go there. Taipei, Tokyo, Colombo, Mali, that's where we're going, to the Maldives. How about Johannesburg, South Africa? How about St. Petersburg, Russia? How about Cape Town, South Africa? Cape Town's the first city in the world that's running out of water. Singapore, Caracas, Jakarta, Manila, Moscow, Baghdad, Ho Chi Minh City. Pretty cool, huh? Kiev, Frankfurt, Tel Aviv, Paris. So one of the cool things I thought about doing, Kimmy would be down for this, I think, is we just base ourselves here in Istanbul, and every week we come here and we go to one of those cities, stay there for 2 or 3 days, come back. We can pretty much live here at the lounge on our layovers, turn around, hit another one of those cities, I mean, you could visit 20, 30, 40. You could actually visit a couple hundred cities that you never thought about going out. Just basing yourself in Istanbul. You kind of got to stay here at the lounge because there's some kind of a, they don't particularly like Americans here in Istanbul. Don't blame them. And so there's like a no visit rule or something. That's why we're not out checking out the city. Anyway, I want you to think about long-term value. Think about the question. How long do you want to get paid? You want to drop it in the comments here? Drop it in the comments. How long do you want to get paid? And don't say forever. Define forever. How long is that? And what are you selling? You want to drop that in the comments? Drop it in here too. What are you selling? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how much value are you providing? And how relevant is that product going to be 50 or 60 or 70 years from now? Questions to ponder. Thanks for joining me. We'll catch up with you from the Maldives tomorrow. Over and out.